project. I'm also going to ask the people who are here in the chamber today, please do not clap or cheer or anything else at the end of our vote. That's not what we're here for. We're here to make a decision. I hope you will be respectful enough to simply allow the vote to happen and go on your way afterwards. It's not about who gets their way. In my opinion, it's about what's best for the entire community. Now, I heard somebody say, well, you have to listen to the people you get comments from. I'm sorry. I can't go along with that. I have to try to think what would be best for the entire community. And yes, I heard a nice vision of something that might look like Tlaquepaque with 2 stories and affordable housing above. That's speculation. We have to deal with what we have. And what we have, JT said it very eloquently. I can't say it any better. I'm not going to. I'm disappointed that we won't get, if it develops with its commercial zoning that it has, we probably won't get any of the benefits that CVS would provide us. We won't get the green building. The community plan certainly favors green building. That's hardly been mentioned. No one who made a comment seemed to care about that. I care about that. I believe the community cares about that. And those things are important. Certainly the open space is cited in the community plan as a community value. You know, just like them, I was not, when I first saw the first proposal, no way. For open space only, no way. But when all the other things came along, including the road widening, which was amazing that we would get anything like that. We won't get it now. Airport Road, if that acre of commercial develops, in whatever way it will develop, and it will only develop when it's going to make economic sense to the owner, unless somebody wants to step up and make a contribution. But none of you are doing that. No one else is doing it either. This is a property that will develop commercially one way or the other. We can have our say about what happens, as JT said, and everyone else, or we cannot. And if we don't, I would suspect, I'm going to speculate now, that you'll be here complaining about whatever goes in there as well. I can tell you that about probably 90% of the comments that come in a council meeting are negative comments about whatever proposal is in front of us. We almost never hear from the supporters. I would love to hear from the supporters, but we don't. And I will simply note that tonight we had maybe 2 people who were for and 2 people who were against who did not live in the neighborhood. And I believe Jessica's probably right. Most people don't care enough to show up, or they don't have the time. We don't get people in favor of things. We only hear comments against things. That's hard for me because I like to see things happen. I like to make things happen. You're not here to make something happen. You're here to make something not happen. I understand your concerns. I do. I can tell you if I lived in your neighborhood, I would not be against this. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. Put it closer to my house, fine. It's just not appropriate. I cannot make my decision by saying you should put it in the village. It's just irrelevant. It's not our place. It's not our job. It's not anything else. We cannot say, you know, what goes on it unless we own it. So it's likely to develop, and we're not going to be happy with what goes on that commercial acre. I think that's very likely. So unless somebody who's already commented wants to change their mind, I guess we'll vote. Although I actually would like to consider the amendment to the conditions, just to get it on the record. And I think the applicant is entitled to that. Does anyone want to change their mind? No one does. All right. So I would like to get that on the record.